So, why am I wearing this stuff? This anti-fragmentation jacket belonged to my best friend. He killed himself when he was in service with me in the German Navy. I got this jacket from his parents. They gave it to me because I wanted to have it. This helmet is my original helmet that I used to wear in the service, and I kept it because I felt I earned it somehow. And it turned out that these things have its use, because when I am at home and I have a PTSD related panic attack, I can, wear the stuff. And the jacket is kind of heavy, and it is like an embrace, so it makes you feel protected. And also the helmet, protects your head, kind of like the mind, So I'm at home wearing the stuff sometimes. I know it looks stupid, but that's how it is. What I have too is my Nomex flight suit. I have this flight suit because, well, I burned myself in a gasoline fire when I was trying to repair my Mercedes car, and that's why when I'm working with cars, what I do regularly, I have this flight suit, and I like to wear it. It makes me feel protected as well, and I'm kind of more vorsichtig, wie sagt man? Ja, auch scheißegal. Well, I was burned in a gasoline fire when I was repairing my car, and I ended up in hospital, which I never knew, because actually they put me down in the ambulance and I never woke up until 2 weeks later. They put me in an artificial coma, and that's when things began to get hairy, because normally what they do is they don't want you to think or dream or anything, but this didn't work with me. I woke up in a rundown factory, there was no ceiling. There was a tornado made out of fire, and it would burn me constantly, that lasted like a couple of lifetimes. Actually, it made me a little bit crazy. Time's very much different when you're in a coma. Well, I woke up, and from then on things didn't got better, because then I was in a semi-conscious state where it was basically I was hallucinating the whole time. I woke up, my vision was blurred, I had like an oxygen mask and 10 tubes in my body, and basically I was too stupid to notice what was going on, and so my mind made like kind of horrible fantasies out of it. First I imagined that I was like Luke Skywalker submerged in a water tank when he's treating his cold injuries on the planet Hoth, like this. And because my vision was so blurred, so I thought I was underwater. Of course, that's kind of illogical. I had many more of these hallucinations that lasted like 6 weeks, and oftentimes, there was some kind of evil monsters or just people, and I tried to escape. And because I tried to escape, they would bind me, like they would fix me on my bed. I was, like chained to my bed. Couldn't move, couldn't use my arms. It was like that. And sometimes I woke up in the morning and I was like fixated, and I was like, well, what is the word? I was afraid, basically, and I had to lay there like 3 hours till the next shift began, and so they would notice that actually I was like conscious. Well, that lasted for 6 weeks, and then the rehabilitation phase began, and I was beginning to cope with the whole thing, and actually I noticed then that I was coping quite well, because being in hospital was easy. There was a lot of pain, and to get better as a burn victim, you basically have to fight all the time against the pain. And it turns out that I'm really good at this because I like to fight. I died a couple of times, or I was in the semi-state where I could decide where I wanted to go. So I saw the light, you know, and it was very peaceful, and you know, I felt myself drawn into into the light, and I felt that, you know, as soon as I would step over the border, I could leave all my pain behind and all my worries and stuff like that. But I didn't choose to do it because actually I wanted to fight. It was like I wanted to conquer. I wanted to climb that hill. I wanted to race my bike a little bit more. I wanted to get children, all that stuff. For me, it was mostly the competition aspect of the whole thing. There's something about aggression what I like, about the architecture of aggression, because when you are aggressive, you can be very successful, because all you have to do is to repeat a stupid thing, and if you repeat it long enough, then automatically you will succeed. And it turns out I'm very stupid, so I'm very successful at this aggressive kind of finding solutions for problems. So I was aggressive against my body. I treated me like shit, and actually this helped me a great deal, because when you have scars, they tend to contract, and then you can't move anymore, and you have to fight against your body and endure pain so you can move better. You have to stretch yourself. It's very, very painful. Many people can't do it. Many people end up like this because of that, because of the contractions of the scar tissue. Well, I found out I was very good at this kind of fighting against my body, because I did this my whole life before. I tried to destroy myself, you know, because of my experiences with my brother, and who died, and with my best friend who died also, in my chaotic family. And well, that was hospital, and then I came out of hospital, and I was in the free world, and I was kind of disfigured. I was very good looking before, and so I had to cope with this disfigurement. And for the longest time I took antidepressants, because of course I felt like shit. I took antidepressants, and my mindset was basically, okay, I'm injured, I'm like impaired. In Germany there's a thing, well, I'm like heavily impaired by the German law. And my mindset was, okay, I'm impaired, so I can't ride my bike. And of course I couldn't, because when I was riding it, I was looking like a clown, like a circus clown doing a number. And I started to get better when my friends introduced me to camping trips and told me, yeah, fuck this shit, come with us. And I did. And I started to drop my antidepressants, and I discovered there's two types of injured people in the world. And the one type is they tend to hide their disfigurement and their impairment, and this makes it very difficult for them and also for the people around them. And I decided to drop that attitude and decided to ride my bike regardless. And the more time I spent doing it, the better I got, and my movement, so my freedom of movement improved dramatically, and also my, how do you call it, I became self-conscious. I became bold, and I went to the beach and showed them my body. Well, I didn't try to hide it, and of course people looked, but I didn't know because they looked behind my back. Only my friends will tell me, but I didn't care. And so if you don't care, you achieve a very great freedom, and this freedom I essentially got, and I'm very lucky to have it. Well, that's about all I can say about myself. It has a great deal to do with the acceptance of your own faults, and of course, if you died a couple of times, then you don't fear people anymore. You know, any kind of, somebody tried to rob me, you know, I was like agitated, but I didn't fear them anymore, and so they went away because I just got angry, you know. And this actually was a great liberation, and yeah, and well, that's about it.